It's just absolutely insane what this guy can do on a baseball field. And it's been a lot of fun. We keep getting wowed every single day, and we're only at the beginning of May. So it's going to be exciting to see what's going to happen the rest of the year with him.
Let's bring in our first guest of the day on FT Live, one of the regulars joining us. It is Max Muncy, who had a big previous series too. But let's start with Walker. Max, great to have you on, man. Good to see you. And how good was it to see Walker Buehler finally back on the big league mound for you guys?
Yeah, it was awesome. After he got through the first couple innings, a little rust, hasn't pitched in, almost 2 years. It was kind of looked like the Walker of old. Stuff was coming out good. It was electric, and it's just fun to have him back out there. He's such a competitor, and you know what you're going to get every time he goes out. Even if he doesn't have his best stuff, he's going to compete out there, and it's very fiery, and it's fun to be behind.
Is it weird that it took this long? Not that, Tommy John surgeries, there's a timeline set out, but there was talk, and I think there was rehab assignments last year for him. So you guys were kind of anticipating maybe he comes back last year, and now we're even 7 months past that time. Is that kind of weird?
Yeah, I think we were all expecting him back in September, and obviously things happened that didn't allow that. It seemed like every pitcher we had got hurt last year, so it kind of just felt like it was part of it. But it was. I know it was a long road for him. It was a long road for us waiting for him to come back. But it's it's finally here, and it's exciting.
Max, I mean, it was great seeing Walker back last night. But have you grown tired of the Shohei and Mookie show yet? Because it seems like every night one of those two guys does something, and then poor Freddie. Hitting behind those guys gets overshadowed. So I'm sure Freddie's just sitting around at night going, man, these guys are so good. How do I keep up?
No, I don't think anyone's, tired of it. It's, actually getting to play with Shohei is, it's really cool. When he was on the Angels, it felt like every other night you were seeing a highlight of something that he did that no one had ever done before. And now that I'm playing with him every day, it's like every at bat he's doing something that I've never seen before. Even his outs, he's hitting the ball 120 miles an hour, even if it's getting caught. It's just absolutely insane what this guy can do on a baseball field. It's been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying every second of it. I think everyone else has. We keep getting wowed every single day, and we're only at the beginning of May, so it's going to be exciting to see what's going to happen the rest of the year with him.
Way too close to talk about MVPs, but what does Shohei need to do to overtake his teammate who plays a premium position like Mookie Betts in the MVP race?
That's a tough one.
I mean, there's numbers. It's got to be something like, does he have to hit 80 home runs? Does he have to hit 402? Like, what does he have to do as a DH to overtake Mookie?
I think he's kind of doing it. He's stealing a ton of bags right now. He's hitting a ton of home runs. He's had a ton of doubles. He's getting on base at a ridiculous amount. I think he's doing everything he needs to do. It's just Mook's playing shortstop. So, at the end of the year, we'll see what happens. But, I think Sho's on pace for, 40, 50 bags, whatever it is. And that'll be pretty crazy if he's getting 40, 50 home runs also.
That is crazy. I mean, listen, what this dude's doing is insane. And now that he doesn't have to pitch anymore, at least for this year, I mean, he can just concentrate on hitting, and we're getting to see the full offensive repertoire. Let's get to you, though, Max. You hit 3 homers in a game not too long ago. I mean, 3.
Saturday.
You couldn't do 4 for us? I mean, come on, only 3?
I know. Sorry. But no, that was the first time I'd ever done 3 in my career. So that was a pretty exciting moment for me. It was a really, really cool night, really fun night. And, against a really good team on top of that. So that made it even better.
Did the third one surprise you? I was watching that game. Did it surprise you? Or did you go up there and I'm going to stay just like my coach said. I'm staying through the ball. I'm not going to try to do too much. Take us through that mindset, because after you hit it, it kind of looked like it surprised you.
I mean, at that point in the game, it was kind of a blowout. It's the last at bat you're going to get because it was the 8th inning. It's there's no shot that anyone in the world would go up there and say that they were not trying to hit a third home run. But I think for me, I got down to 2 strikes pretty quickly there, and then it was just all right. Well, let's just try to have an at bat now, and then I got a good swing on it, but there's no way I thought it was going to go out. The night before off Charlie Morton, I hit one actually way better than that, and it didn't go out to pretty much the same spot. So but I guess when things are going good, they just happen to go really good for you.
Yeah, the exit velocities weren't real high on those. Like, do you go back and look at that and go, oh yeah, I didn't think those exit velocities would be that good. Like, that ball shouldn't have gone out. What was different? Was the air? Did the marine layer not come in? What was different that night?
It was colder than the night before, so usually that means the ball doesn't travel as well. And then the one I hit off Charlie was earlier in the night too, so it wasn't as thick in terms of the air. But like I said, there's no. Maybe I got one of those 2019 balls mixed in the bag. Who knows?
Well, what did that series mean though? Because you mentioned the blowout, you mentioned the 3 home runs. What did that series mean? Is that a measuring stick with the Braves coming in town? Everyone's saying you guys are the 2 teams, and you guys just went out there and basically kicked their ass for 3 games. So did that mean anything? I know you're going to say, "Oh, it didn't mean anything more than any of the other games." Come on, as a player, I mean, when you're playing the better teams, listen, everybody locks it in just a little bit more. I know it's a long season, I get it, but I mean, it had to mean a little bit more when you're like, "Get the brooms out, boys."
For me, it kind of is a measuring stick because we were able to from the offensive side, we were able to stay within our approach against some good pitchers. We faced Charlie Morton and Max Fried, 2 of their better guys. It was we stayed within ourselves. We didn't try to do too much. We had our bats. We had our approach. We didn't let the moment get too big. So to me, that was a good thing. And then from the pitching standpoint, I felt like our pitchers found a way to navigate through, arguably one of the best lineups in baseball. And so that was just, to me, that was more what I was wanting to see is if, we could match up against what we needed to.
Hey, Max.
Hold on. Before you go, Scott, I got to ask this question. He mentioned Fried and he mentioned Morton. I mean, I want to know, when you face old Chris Sale there, are we going to get a little Sale-itis, Max? Or are we going to be like, oh, man, my hammy's a little – my hammy. Lefties have been known now to get some Sale-itis when he starts stepping this way and firing it over here at him.
I've faced him before in Boston, that wasn't a real fun at bat. My first at bat, he had kind of lollygagged on a belly chopper kind of back to the mound, and Belly is able to beat it out. So he got real mad, and I think I got 99, 99, and then a slider. The next at bat, it was 92, 93, and I was able to get one in play for a base hit. But yeah, when he was throwing 99, that was no fun. That was I don't think I would ever stand a chance against that from that angle if he's going to be throwing that hard.
So back to what you were talking about with a series feeling different against a team like that. Of course, before the season started, Mookie Betts had the famous line about how it's going to feel like the World Series for other teams that are playing the Dodgers. Does it feel like that now that you're playing the season out? Does it feel like, maybe especially when you head to another ballpark, it's extra packed compared to what it was in the past? You hear it more, you feel it more, you see it more maybe from your opponent?
I mean, to me, it's always kind of felt like that being over here. We've always packed out opposing stadiums. We've always had great crowds at home. Every time we face a team at home, especially on a Friday or Saturday night, there's always a couple extra miles an hour on the opposing pitcher. And part of that just comes with the atmosphere of playing at Dodger Stadium, right? And then this year you add on top of that just everything else that's been said, including what Mookie said. So it's always kind of felt like that a little bit to me. Everywhere we go, you're hearing beat LA. It's a big chant that goes around. You don't hear that about other teams when they're playing. So to me, it's kind of always felt like that over here.
That's good. I like that. I like that chip on your shoulder. You said last year after the playoffs, after you guys were just shocked by getting bounced out of the playoffs, that maybe you would look back at our regular season approach works. Maybe there's a different approach. Is there anything after the first month of the year that you're like, that you guys have tried to institute that oh, this could be like a playoff approach? Let's try to execute that in this moment. Or is it only like the big, brighter lights of the playoffs that you can try to execute a new game plan?
Well, I think it's tough because, I think something that we saw was when you get in the playoffs, teams kind of just flip the script on what they normally do. We've seen that with Atlanta when we've played them in the playoffs. Let's take Tyler Matzik, for example. We've had a lot of at bats off him in the regular season, and he's been 80-90% fastball, that big power fastball that he's got, and then we faced him in the playoffs and he was 90% slider. There's just a lot of times where teams have flipped the script on what they do, and when you prepare for something and they're doing the complete opposite, that becomes a little difficult. And that's and that's something that we've always been, we've prided ourselves on, is our game plan and our approach. And when you get to the playoffs, obviously that changes and anything goes. You toss everything out the window. You just got to win the game. And that's something that we need to figure out how to do that when we get to the playoffs. But, we've had some discussions on that, but, we'll see what happens.
Is that why that homer of Matzik the other night felt so good for you? Because, he flipped the script on you guys and you were like, get it out of the ocean.
No. I mean, it felt good because it was off a lefty. I'll tell you that much,
dude. You love those homers off the lefties now because you know what you should do. This is, of course, dude. Trust me, I was lefty, bro. Because everyone's like, you can't hit lefties, and you hit one, and you're like, yes, I can. Trust me, I can if I get to see him enough. But you know what you need to do if you want to play more against lefties. You know how Shohei bought Dave Roberts like the little Porsche? You should buy him like one like just a little bit bigger and be like, look, Dave, I can buy you a Porsche too.
That'd be that. Yeah, I'll give him a bottle of wine. That might work better than the little toy car.
There you go.
Yeah, you can do more with that.
All might have to Max, make it a fancy bottle, but who knows?
Yeah,
you can afford it. You can afford like $100 bottle of wine. I mean, that's nothing.
So you're saying don't go with the $20 bottle?
No, Boone's Farm probably not going to be the best thing, but never know. Maybe.
Hey, you know what I could do is I could send him a box of those cookies that we got.
Yeah, you could do that, but I can't see Doc eating cookies though. He's more of like a Kratz and Braun, no sugar, no gluten, no anything.
Hey, you had those things. If those show up, I think he's gonna eat them.
Oh yeah, you got to put it. What do you put them in the microwave for like 30 seconds? They get a little gooey. Ooh.
They're not going to grow mold on them. Come on, they're not going to grow mold on them.
I love dessert, so you're talking to the wrong guy here because I'm a dessert person.
Yep, facts.
All right, Max, we're going to finish with a few big picture baseball questions for you. So here's the first one. If you didn't play baseball for a living, what would you be doing for work right now?
I get asked this question all the time. I don't have a good answer. I'd probably be coaching baseball. I'll be honest with you. Baseball's been my life for as long as I can remember. So if I wasn't playing it, I'd probably be coaching it.
Next up, when did you fall in love with baseball?
Probably 2 years old, maybe 1 or 2 years old. I had two older brothers. I was always being dragged to the park. I was always there when they were playing. And so I was always around baseball, always seeing baseball, always playing baseball. I was playing wall ball when my older brothers were playing games, just trying to peg kids with the ball. It was, baseball has been there for me for literally as long as I can remember.
Lastly, I feel like you'll like this one. Besides your own team, what team has the nicest uniforms in baseball?
Oh,
can't say the Giants.
The classic white Atlanta is pretty nice with the piping that they got. The Yankees, the pinstripes, those are just classic. See, I like the classic unis. I don't necessarily like the new school ones with all the colors and stuff. The Cardinals, it's a classy one.
So you hate the Padres City Connect, so you hate the Rays City Connect, and you hate all these.
Yeah, I'm out on all the City Connects. I just like the traditional uniforms. that's part of the reason why I love Dodgers so much. We just have the white, we have the gray. We don't have any alternate ones in there.
You got the blue, the Los Dodgers, the City Connect blue. You guys don't wear them anymore, though.
Well, yeah, we, there may or may not be a new one coming. Who knows?
Have you seen it though?
Possibly.
Have you? Are you a model? Are you?
No, I'm not a model.
Is it Max the model?
No, what? I'm a little low on the totem pole when it comes to that. I think we got some other guy. I think if you drive around LA, there's a guy that's on all the billboards right now. They'll probably have him in there.
Is it Austin Barnes? Austin Barnes.
Yes, absolutely.
I get it. Hey, my backup brethren. What, you can't tell us what the uniform looks like? Can you tell us what color cleats you're going to customize for your City Connect jersey?
If I was to customize a pair of cleats, they'd be gold.
Ooh.
There you go. I like it.
Like yellow gold, or are we talking like gold, like your ring gold?
White gold.
No, not white gold. More gold. Kind of a gold, yeah.
Oh, I like gold.
I love it.
Good answer.
Hey, by the way, Max, before Scott has one more, I'm going to let you go after this because Scott has to get the last word. I text Freddie the other day and I said, Freddie, we need you to come on. And his exact quote was, get Muncy to do it. He likes it. So tell Freddie that it's his turn. He can come on for 5 minutes and he can put his big smile out there. He can bring Charlie if he wants. We don't really care. But tell Freddie it's now his turn.
All right, I'll see what I can do. I don't know if I'm gonna win that one for you. I mean,
it's a tough get.
He's tough.
Yeah.
He's so media friendly when he was in Atlanta. Then he goes to LA and becomes a superstar, and now he just won't do any media. I don't understand.
It's tough.
Oh, he does plenty. Give the guy a break.
Hey, Max. So on the uniform follow up I have is, so they're switching them. They announced it. They admitted that they made mistakes. We talked about this yesterday. Do you think it'll be tough for them to get the uniforms the way that the players want them to be because the season's going on? Like, do you think there's going to be reps coming up to people on your team, maybe you two, and saying, hey, give me the list. What do we need to do? Try this out. Like, what are guys saying?
This is where it's weird because I felt like the uniforms were already great how they were. I don't think anyone would have said that there needed to be changes made to the uniform. And I've heard some people talk about it before. The biggest thing when it came to the uniforms when you got to the big leagues was you got it tailored to you. That was something you'd always heard about coming up through the minor leagues. And it's when you're in the minors, you get medium, large, extra large pants. There's not really any sizing. And then you get to the big leagues and it's okay. How big do you want your waist? How big do you want the thighs? How big do you want the calves? Do you want the bottoms open? Do you want them tapered? Do you want the rubber band in them? And now they got rid of all of that. And it's, do you want your sleeves short? Do you want them long? Do you want the JT where you got the neckline cuts to, show off the fuzz in there? And they got rid of all of that. And so that's where it's weird to say the changes they need to make should just be go back to how it was.
Yep. Well stated. Right. It could be this simple. Let's just bring back what we did and leave it. And then you're done. So maybe they'll do that.
And yeah. I mean, if I was asked, I would say just go back to how they were before. I mean, something for me is, on the old pants, I had a big sliding pad on the leg that I slide on, and they don't really do that anymore, which is something that's strange because when you make a material that rips on the first slide, you'd think you'd want a little extra material in there so you don't have to make as many pairs of pants. And that was part of the reason why they changed, is they wanted to be able to mass produce the uniforms a little bit easier. And now they're behind because everyone slides once and they have to get a new pair of pants.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Do you get more strawberries now because of the pants?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, every time I've slid, I've had to have a new pair of pants. And, of course, they don't have my pair of pants, so I got to wear someone else's now.
Oh, wow.
Did anybody else's pants have hits in them, though? Be honest, because they got their name in them back.
Well, I was wearing Aaron Bates' pants on the road because my
Aaron Bates, he
the hitting coach.
He used to rake.
You know, I switched to pants up at the end of our last homestand because we were sucking, and I said, "Hey, let me just wear pants up just as a joke." We won. Everyone said, "Hey, you got to wear it the next game," and I've been wearing pants up ever since because we've only lost like one game since that. But I didn't have any shorties, so I've been having to wear everyone else's shorties. And that's something that I'd always gotten shorties made in the past, and they didn't make them this year, so I've been having to wear other people's shorties.
Better not put Kike's on because they're not going to fit.
Well, I mean, obviously, I got to find the ones that fit, right? I'm not gonna, I'm not throwing Walker's pants on. I'm not going.
I was going to say Buehler's ain't fitting you either.
No, same, exactly.
Hey,
all right, Max,
JT raked, by the way. I don't know if you ever played against him, but he raked.
Yeah, he likes to describe himself as the biggest, the biggest 6'5" slap hitter you've ever seen.
He was, but he raked. He hit the ball well.
Yeah, he said he hit it real well right into the 4-hole for a guy that was 6'5".
Max, good to see you as always, man. Congrats on the big game from the weekend and the success with the ball club right now. Have fun. We'll catch you in a few weeks, all right?
All right, sounds great, guys.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.